Welcome to Dental Public Health. This video will review the syllabus and provide instructions on the assignments. The course has been divided into 3 phases. The first phase will be lesson plan development. Phase 2 will be community implementation and your field experiences. And Phase 3 will be a WordPress journaling blog to document your participation and field experiences. This is a 16-week, 1-credit practicum course with solely online delivery of information and 5 on-site field experiences. There are 2 required documents, the syllabus agreement and the field experience hold harmless waiver. Both can be found in the modules section of Canvas. The dental health promotion lesson plans that you will create for this course constitute 50% of your grade. There are actually 6 lesson plans. Lesson Plan 1A and 1B are modified because these are clinical experiences and do not require all the information for the remaining 4 lesson plans. There is also a module quiz, which will involve the syllabus, all the videos in the syllabus, and Chapter 9 from your textbook. We will conclude this course with a WordPress journaling blog that will document your field experience, and that will constitute 35% of your grade. The 2 peer-reviewed blog evaluations will finalize the ending of the course with 10% of your grade. The grading system is set up on a 1,000-point schedule, which will be converted to a percentage. It is a requirement to make a 75 in this course to pass. All assignments must be completed, or an incomplete will be posted to your transcripts until fulfilled. The 5 field experiences are mandatory, or an incomplete will be posted to your transcript until fulfilled. There are rubrics and templates for each assignment. Please follow the rubrics for instructions and grading. Also use the templates to complete assignments. Examples for completed templates are also provided for the assignments. The agenda page found in each module will provide all the instructions for the assignments and links to drop boxes. The first phase of this course is lesson plan development. There is 1 module quiz in this course. The information presented in this syllabus review video and Chapter 9 in your textbook will constitute the questions for this quiz. A study guide of questions has been provided. Please answer them in preparation for this 1-attempt quiz. You have 25 minutes and there are 16 questions. The first assignment and field experience will be to participate in the Suncoast Mobile Bus Unit Sealant and Fluoride program. This clinical component to the course allows you to place sealants and fluoride and instruct 2nd graders in oral hygiene. Suncoast requires a mandatory orientation at their Brandon facility prior to participating. The orientation is scheduled for the morning of January the 18th. The exact time and location will be posted to Canvas under Module 1. There will be 2 field experiences, and you will work in groups of 5. The schedule will be posted to Canvas under Module 1 as well. In preparation for these clinical experiences, 2 lesson plans will be completed. They constitute assignments 1A and 1B. The template for assignment 1A and assignment 1B are provided under Module 3. Please read these instructions carefully as you complete the templates. The following video will assist you in creating the goals and objectives for this assignment.
What is a goal and when is it objective? Well, a goal is the longer term, maybe a whole lesson, maybe a week of lessons, maybe a month. But the goal is a long-term goal of what you want students to learn, or the target. The objective is the small points or steps that it takes to lead you up to the goal. So, a goal defines the end toward which an effort is directed. In this case, you have a little mouse who's trying to get cheese. He's wearing a helmet. The goal is the cheese, but he has to take steps to get there, which are the objectives, and maybe he has to wear a helmet, and mentally he has to be prepared for action. Educational goals. Oftentimes they're expectations held for groups of students. They're broad, they're attainable, they're a target to be reached, and many times they PK-12, they are based on state standards. One method for remembering what should be in a goal is the SMART method. SMART is nothing more than an acronym to help you remember the parts. S, be specific and describe your goal in precise terms. Measurable, it should be measurable, something that you can either test or students can create a project about. It should be attainable, something they can actually achieve and not beyond their measure. It should be relevant to what the students are learning and what they consider valuable or what you consider valuable for their learning. It should be time-based, and you may not write the time within the goal or objective. However, you need to keep that in mind when you're writing your lesson. So now we're going to look at some examples of goals. Students will describe electrical currents and how electrical currents function within a closed system. Students will examine lines, segments, rays, and points within a math book practice and in the world around us. Students will explain the water cycle, including the man-made and natural-made inhibitors of the process. Learners will demonstrate effective resume writing using desktop publishing principles within Microsoft Word. Notice here the word is used learners and their students. It doesn't matter which you use. Notice that on all of these, the student is the focus, not the instructor or the teacher. Last goal. Learners will write goals for their particular lessons that are broad, achievable, and measurable within their lesson. That's what I expect you to do. So if we look at this for a moment, I want to point out some things. Number one, we talked about everything is student-focused, not instructor-focused. There is the word "and" here. Many times, people recommend that you do not use the word "and." So use it judiciously and think about it, because many times if you use the word "and," you can split up the goal into two goals. However, in this case, students probably have some prerequisite knowledge on electrical currents. So putting the two together made sense for that lesson. Good luck in writing your goals, and next we're going to go on to objectives. We're now going to look at objectives. Objectives define what you will have the students do. They're stated in terms of student expected behavior. You talk about the condition of the student performance and specify the level of student performance or the degree to which you expect the students to perform it and your criteria. The condition is probably the most vague out of any of them and can be interpreted many different ways, which we'll see in the examples. There are two ways of remembering how to write an objective. One is SMART and one is the ABCD. By the way, those are two acronyms that we're going to use here, and we've already used a SMART. However, there are other ways to remember how to write an objective. So the ABCD method. A stands for audience, who are your learners. B, the behavior, what do you expect them to do. C, the condition in which the learning will take place. D, the degree, how much will be accomplished, or to what level, or to what extent. Bloom's taxonomy is often used to help determine or help identify the verbs that you can use for your objectives. We're going to look at the old Bloom's taxonomy. You want to use powerful verbs because it's important when you're writing objectives, so you can define exactly what you want. Level 1, knowledge, examples of verbs. 2, comprehension, describe, explain, retell, verbs. Level 3, application. 4, analysis. 5, synthesis. And 6, evaluation. I highly recommend that you go on the internet and Google Bloom's taxonomy of verbs, and you'll find that there are many more verbs for each level here than is described on this PowerPoint, but there's too much to put all on one slide. In science, in groups of 2, students will be able to write a description of electricity in terms of attraction, repulsion, and sparks when asked after watching a PowerPoint with 95% accuracy. Language arts. Individually, students will write a persuasive essay for or against restricting access to the coral reef that will coincide with a 3 rating or proficient rating on the PSSA writing rubric. So now we're going to pick out the parts. You know the objective. We're going to look for the audience. Here's the objective. Take a moment to read it. So what is the audience? You are correct. In groups of 2, students will be able to write it. That's the audience. Next, behavior. What will they be able to do? Write a description. What is the condition? After watching the PowerPoint. You could argue that another part of the condition is the attraction and repulsion of sparks, but that also could be part of the behavior. And what is the degree? 95% accuracy. So now we're going to look at our second objective. First, we're going to pick out the audience. Take a moment to read. Individually, students will write a persuasive essay for or against restricting access to the coral reef that coincides with a 3 rating or proficient rating on the PSSA writing rubric. That is correct. Individually, students. Next, the behavior. What will they do? Yes, they will write a persuasive essay. What is the condition? The condition, just so you know, could always go under behavior. Not always, but in this case it could go under behavior, or it could go under condition. And we're just going to put it there. For or against restricting access to the coral reef. We're going to say that's part of the condition. And what is the degree? A 3 rating on the PSSA writing rubric. So now let's review goals and objectives. Goals are general. Objectives are precise. Goals are broad. Objectives are narrow. Goals, they're not as tangible. Objectives, they really are tangible. Goals, takes many objectives to measure a goal. One objective is usually
identifying the characteristics and assessing the target population will be required to complete the templates, as well as a dental hygiene diagnosis. Instructions on how to complete this section of the template can be found in Chapter 9 of your textbook. Identify the clinical procedures you will be performing and any visual aid that you will have with you to help educate your patients. In Lesson Plan 2 through 5, we have a few variations from Lesson Plan 1. The field experience for Lesson Plan 2 through 5 will be education-based, not clinical as in Lesson Plan 1. Therefore, your lesson plan must reflect this. To complete this template, you must identify the teaching methods, visual aids, assessment evaluation of learning, and a supply list of the types of toothbrushes, floss, and other oral hygiene aids that are appropriate for your target audience. Phase 1 involved preparation for your field experiences. Phase 2 will constitute documenting your participation in the community. The 5 field experiences will be scheduled by your instructor. The dates and times will be posted to Module 1 when they have been confirmed. Due to scheduling conflicts, they may not be in the order which are presented in this video. Therefore, there may be some upcoming changes to that schedule. All field experiences will be conducted by teams, which will be determined by your instructor. Field experiences 1 and 2, which follow Lesson Plan 1A and 1B, will be Suncoast's mobile bus unit. There will be 2 scheduled mornings for the delivery of sealants and fluoride. Field Experience 3 will be at Alexander Elementary School, which is 3 miles from Hillsborough Community College, Tampa campus. Field Experience 4 will be at the Assisted Living or Adult Community Facility. This has not been determined as to which location we will be attending. That will be posted as well to Module 1 when the information is available. And your last field experience will be at the McDonald's Training Center for the Special Needs. In preparation for all of these field experiences, the lesson plans must be complete. Your team will be responsible for collecting any oral hygiene supplies from the designated area at the school. And these supplies, the unused portions, must be returned to the school. In review of the field experience 1 and 2, which constitutes assignment 1A and 1B, the clinical field experiences will be conducted. There is a mandatory orientation which is scheduled for January the 18th at the Suncoast facility in Brandon. Time has not been determined, and that will be posted to Canvas Module 1 agenda page. Scheduled events posted in the Module 1 agenda page will also include your team and your dates selected by the instructor. For this assignment and this field experience, there will be a group of 5, which will constitute 3 teams for the delivery of sealants, and also teams of 5 for 3 scheduled events for fluoride delivery. Field experience number 3 is supported by assignment 2 and assignment 3. This will be held at Alexander Elementary School, which is about 3 miles from the Tampa campus at Hillsborough Community College. It will involve the 2nd grade sealant program. We will be educating the 1st graders in oral hygiene instruction and sealant education prior to their 2nd grade sealant program participation. You will be required to create an activity and a poster board. Assignment 3 will be educating the 3rd graders in oral hygiene and caries prevention. These students have already been through the sealant program. Again, an activity and poster board will be required. These are examples of age-appropriate activities. You will have 20 to 30 minutes to educate your students and provide a short activity. Time management is important. Your presentation should last 5 to 10 minutes, followed by a 10 to 15-minute activity session. The educational component of your presentation must have a visual to assist in the delivery of information. Take a moment to study these poster boards. You will be assigned a teammate for Field Experience 3 at Alexander Elementary School. With your teammate, the 2 of you will create 2 posters, one for the sealant education and the other for oral hygiene and caries prevention. Let me reiterate the requirements for Assignment 2 and Assignment 3. With your teammate, the 2 of you will create these poster boards. There will only be 1 sealant poster board and 1 caries and oral hygiene poster board. I'd like to highlight this particular poster board. It was not only used with the presentation, but also as the activity portion of the field experience. In the lower right-hand corner, you will notice 3 teeth set in a stage-like window. As part of the activity, students were able to practice flossing with the yarn. This ingenious idea made for an excellent hands-on activity that surpassed just coloring and paperworking. For your field experience with the geriatric facility, the location will be announced. You'll be providing educational material for the participants. You will also work in groups of 2. You will create a video presentation through PowerPoint that you will show on your laptops. This will be either in denture care, caries prevention, diet, periodontal disease, and then you'll have educational material, which we have a lot of brochures at the clinic, and provide them with oral hygiene supplies that will conclude your presentation. Again, these presentations will run about 10 to 15 minutes. This is an example of some of the brochures we have to hand out for our geriatric patients. They are located in DGym 104. I also have here a couple of video clips that I'll play for you now that are on denture care and also about diet and systemic diseases that may be of interest to some of your geriatric patients that you can be putting into the videos and the presentations that you will be creating for this target population.
For a denture to fit and work well, you need to work at adjusting to it. No denture ever fits and feels natural from the first day. Would you be able to walk in new boots made out of hard leather? You probably would get some sores. And once the skin toughens up and the sore areas adjust, it all works out. Dentures are similar, except they need more time for
health concerns. In recent studies, gum disease has been linked to diabetes and possibly heart disease, stroke, pneumonia, and other respiratory diseases.
Your final field experience will be with special needs clients at the McDonald's Training Center. You will be providing them with educational material. There is a large group of people that will attend this event, and you will work in small groups with your teammate. You will also create some type of video presentation through your laptops, again in caries prevention, diet, or periodontal disease, and provide them with educational materials and oral hygiene supplies. I have a video that will play following this slide announcement, and it will give you an insight into the type of patients that you will be working with at this facility. Phase 3 of your public health course will be creating a WordPress blog and conducting 2 peer reviews. This will go through module 10 through 15 of the course schedule. The last part of your assignment is your WordPress blog. This is a journaling blog that will constitute 35% of your grade. There will be points for proper setup and launching, and the development of your introduction page, which will be describing your goal and your objectives for creating the blog. You will also provide a professional philosophy, which you will borrow from your portfolio development in your Paradigm 2 course. You will be linking your professional portfolio in with your blog, and proper setup and links will also be posted in the Canvas Dropbox by the due dates. There will be 5 additional pages, one for each field experience, and each page must contain either 3 images or a short video clip that you took off your iPhone and of the activities and the lecture that you conducted with your participants. Information obtained from the lesson plans as far as the goals, objectives, target audience, all the information in your lesson plans should be in your in each page for your field experience. You will conclude each page of your field experience in your blog with a 100-word journal entry, and it has to include the duties, your responsibilities, interaction with patients, and a reflection of your experience. This template is the grading rubric that will apply to your journal blog. Please read it carefully so that way you make sure to include all the requirements for the assignment. This video is 23 minutes long. It will provide you with all the necessary information to starting up your WordPress blog and creating your assignment. You will spend the next 4 weeks working on your WordPress blog. This will constitute the journaling portion and your participation verification for dental public health. The next few slides will introduce you to WordPress, which we will be using to create the blog, and the instructions are provided. You do not need to download the application into your computer. We will be working directly off the website. The next couple of slides are going to introduce you to WordPress. As I mentioned earlier, we will not be downloading the entire application into our computers unless you care to do so. If you do, I have links I can provide for you. We just having a basic assignment and getting you familiar with online journaling and creating a blog. If by chance you are working already with another website that you are familiar with, please email me the link to that website so I can approve it and you can continue working in that website to document your participation grade for this course. So let's watch the videos. After the videos, there will be a few slides, about 6 or 7, that will show you step by step how to access and get into WordPress, creating your account and your opening page.
We have the site running. We can now create posts, create pages, add themes. We can now install plugins. We can log in, and we can basically just get blogging. And because WordPress is primarily a blogging interface and a blogging CMS, it's really set up to do just that out of the box. However, WordPress is capable of lots more things, and many large sites that you visit frequently are built on WordPress. It's one of the most used content management systems, and the best part about that is there's lots of resources available at the front end of our site, and from here we can click around. You can see this Hello World post. If we're on the home page back here, we have a title and a basic blog post that's just a teaser. If we click on the title, it takes us to the page of that blog post, and it has the full content with comments, and we could even leave a comment right now if we wanted. Okay, inserting hello comments, posting a comment, and you'll see it already says that the admin has posted a comment here. Now we can even search this page already if we want, and it looks like my last search terms were tiny, MCE, and penguins, which is great. We could search for either one of those things. However, it probably won't find a whole lot because we don't have that content in our site. But if you wanted to check and you just wanted to say, let's search for hello, it's going to find this Hello World post already for us. So search is working out of the box, our blog posts and pages are working out of the box, comments is working out of the box, and our admin section, pretty much, like I said, everything you need to get going. And we have this basic theme up and running. So if this is all you need, get started posting stuff.
When you follow the link provided in the assignment, it's going to take you to this opening page, and you're going to create your WordPress account. You will need to give your site a name. As you can see, I've given mine Canassie Dental Public Health. Once you created your account, it'll ask you to set up your home page and how you would like it to look. Again, you have 4 options, and select one of them. The third step in the account setup process will be creating your domain name. And you can see that we're going to select the free option, which says CanassieDentalPublicHealth.wordpress.com. The 4th page that will open for you will be picking the plan, and we will be selecting the free option. We want a free website, so we can still publish it and post in less than 5 minutes. So this will be a really quick option. You are then now ready to create your account and provide your username and your password. Before you can begin working on your WordPress blog page, you will need to confirm your account through your email address provided in your initial setup. Once you have confirmed your account, it will take you to this opening page, and you're ready to start your blog and complete your assignment through WordPress. The next 3 slides will introduce you to small videos that will teach you how to create your WordPress pages. You will need 6 of them. The first one will be your introductory page, and the following 5 will document your field experiences. The next video that will follow will be creating a theme for your WordPress blog pages, and that way you can just be creative and make something really interesting. And again, the last of the 3 slides coming up with your video instructional clips will be creating your WordPress posts.
Hey, what's up? This is Scott with Level Up Tuts, and today I'm going to show you how to create a new page and add it to this main navigation up top here for your WordPress site. Now, this is really basic and easy, so let's get into it. All we have to do is click this new, and we can go down here to page, or if you're on the back end of the site, you can get here just by clicking this up top here, your toolbar, and then coming down here to pages, add new. Now, here we can add a new title for our page. So this can be the About Us page, and this can be filled with basically, let's say, a whole bunch of dummy text here. Now, if we scroll down to page attributes, we see some things we haven't seen before. It says parent and a template here. So parent is actually where this lies in the navigation here. If it has no parent, it's just going to be a normal level item, just like our sample page is already. And if you don't specify an order, it's just going to put it next in line because the other one is already order number 0. So if we wanted this one to be second in line, we would say number 1. The lower number always rises to the top in these sort of situations. And there's much more complex menuing allowed in WordPress, which we will get into later. But for right now, this is this basic menu setup for these pages. Now we could even have a featured image like we had before if we wanted, but it's okay, I don't need one. Now for template, we're just going to select the default template. There's several other templates which you can test out here, and what templates you have available are based on the theme you're using. So you may be seeing these other templates if you're using this 2014 theme or not. So let's go ahead and click Publish. Okay, page is published. Let's view our page. And now here's our page. It has our About Us header, it has our text, and it has an edit button so we can quickly get back to edit it. Keep in mind that your visitors will not see this button. Now if we scroll in here, we see there's comment sections, right? So what happens if we want to not have comments on our pages, right? So, I mean, how many About Us pages do you see that have a comment section? Not a ton. So let's go to Edit. And in the last video, we went over some screen options, and this is how we're going to get rid of these. If you come down here, you may have seen comments is checked here. You can see there is no comments yet. However, right next to it is discussion. Right here, if we check discussion, we can say don't allow comments. Just by unchecking this allow comments button and then updating our page. Let's come back to our site. Let's come to our About Us. You'll see no more comments. You also see that because we just navigated to this from the main menu, it added it to the main menu right by sample page here. Now we set About Us, we set the position in the navigation to be 1. So let's come to sample page and let's come in here and let's click Edit. You'll notice this one's set to 0. If we set this as something like 5 or something, anything lower than 1, when we update, let's go to view our page. About Us is now going to be in front of sample page. Well, this is really nice and easy. We now have a main navigation. So if your site consisted of a blog and a few pages about you, maybe like a contact page or something like that, this would be really easy to put together. You just create a couple of pages. If you go to your home page, you have your blog posts. You can get your recent posts right here. So this basic theme gets you up and running pretty easily. So that's how you create a page in WordPress. We're going to be going over lots more advanced configuration for things like this, but for right now, it's nice and easy. So as always, if you have any questions or comments, please leave a comment in the video or hit us up at Twitter @LevelUpTuts. You can also reach out to us at the leveluptuts.com forum. I'll put a link in the comments or in the description of the video. So thank you for watching and see you in the next one. Bye.
What I'd like to remind you is that being we have not downloaded the WordPress into our computers, we will not be using what they call the back end of the software program. We're going to just be using what is on the website, and it'll all be all the basic applications. So some of the information in these videos are much more advanced, and just sort of like listen through them in case you care to come back and create a really nice blog later on.
Hey, what's up? This is Scott with Level Up Tuts, and today I'm going to show you how to install a theme using the WordPress interface. And we're lucky because this is really easy. So that's one of the things WordPress handles really well, is making tasks like installing and changing your theme, as well as installing plugins and changing out plugins and things like that. It makes it really easy. So to do this, all we have to go to is Appearance and then Themes. Now, we have our active themes. You'll notice if we click Activate on 2013, and then we come to the front end of our website, you'll see it's already using this completely different theme, which was the default theme for 2013. Now, if we were to activate 2012, of course, and refresh, our site would already be using 2012. Now you could even do a live preview, which is just going to give you a quick preview of what your site would look like. We can click cancel on that one. Now you'll notice we have this big button here and it says add new theme. Now let's click this and we can add a new theme based on searching in the WordPress repository here for themes. So we can look at all sorts of things. We can look at the newest themes. We can look at recently uploaded or featured themes, and you know, a lot of these maybe are going to be like theme engines that allow you to build upon, or some of them are going to be, or it could even be a complete theme like you're seeing a lot of these. So what happens if we go through this and we find something we like? So this responsive theme, this one looks pretty nice. It's using what looks like some variation of like Twitter Bootstrap or something. So we have the option to see some more details about it, see its like star rating and just a description text, or we can even see a preview, which is going to just take a second, and it's just going to more or less show a large version of the site. It's not necessarily your content in the site here. So what happens if we actually wanted to install this theme? Well, luckily it's just as easy as clicking this Install Now button, and you'll notice we get this message saying download install package. Now if you don't have proper permissions for the directory, it might be asking you for your FTP information here, and then of course you'd want to gather your FTP information and put it in there. Now it's downloaded and installed the theme, and that took about 1 second. So now we can click Activate, or you could go to your themes and click Activate from there. Now let's come to our home page and refresh once more. And voila, we've installed a theme. It's responsive. You'll be able to see it if we change the window up here. There you go. You can see it responding like that, like so. But that was incredibly easy. Now, what sort of tools do they give you to find themes, right? So you can even search for what sort of color you want. You want a dark theme, maybe a black theme. I want 2 columns, 3 columns. I want it responsive. I want it to be using these particular features or plugins to be built for those things. Maybe you have a particular subject, photo blogging perhaps. Like if we click photo blogging and we just go find themes, it's going to find us all of the themes that are, for photo blogging, and then you can then look through them and sort them and find which ones are going to be perfect for you. So this is how you install a theme from within WordPress. Like I said, super easy. We did it in no time, and it's so easy that you can install a bunch of themes and try them out and then delete them if you don't like them, whatever you want. So try it out. Install some themes, see what you can do. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to install a theme that you've downloaded from somewhere else. that's not from this. Maybe you've purchased it from somewhere, or you just have a theme and you need to install it. So as always, this is Scott with Level Up Tuts. If you have any questions or comments, reach out to us in the Level Up forum. I'll post a comment in the video description that says exactly the address to the forum, or you can hit us up on Facebook or Twitter, any of that stuff. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Hey, what's up? This is Scott with Level Up Tuts, and today we're going to show you how to make a post on WordPress. Now, we're using the latest version of WordPress here, so if yours doesn't look exactly like this, don't worry, it's pretty much the exact same. The icons might be a little bit different, and the theme and the admin and the front end might be a little bit different, but the positionings and the exact process and everything should be the exact same. They haven't really changed it that much over the years. So we have our page here, and notice how when I'm logged in, I have this top bar here. Now we can create a new post simply by clicking this new and then post. Now it takes us to the post administrative screen where we can enter our post. We have a WYSIWYG editor, which stands for what you see is what you get. Basically, you type here in a text editor and it's something like Microsoft Word or Google Docs like you might be used to, or you can click text if you are more familiar with code. Now we can also get here by in the back end of the site. If we have this open or even if we have this closed, we can click on posts and then either add new here or add new here. Either way, it's going to take us to the same screen. We can then collapse this menu again to make this editing a little bit bigger. Now our post needs a title, so we can say our first post, and we want to type some text here, but I don't really have anything I necessarily want to say, so I use this hipster ipsum, and it's sort of just like the lorem ipsum. It's just generated text, but this one is a little bit funnier because it's, I don't know, hipster text. So it has things like PBR and whatever. Okay, so I have some text here, and all that matters is we have some paragraphs here. If you go to text, this tab right here, you'll see it doesn't look a whole lot different because it's not really code, but you can write code in here. So visual, this is more of a, a word. What you see is what you get. Now we have what type of format we want the post to be, and we have some options. Is it an image, a video, an audio, a quote, a link, a gallery, and a side, which is sort of just like side content, or is it a standard post? This is a standard post with text and a title, so we're just going to leave this as the format, and we can minimize this here. Now we have the option of adding some categories, so let's add a new category, and this will be introduction. Okay, and let's add, let's click the add new category button, and let's, I'll just add a hipster category as well. So now we have two categories here, and we can even uncheck this if we decide that we don't want to use one of these. Now notice how there's also a most used tab here. Once we start publishing posts, this most used is going to generate of your most used categories, making it nice and easy to find them. Now you can also make something a child category of something else. So if we wanted a child category of hello to be a category of introduction, we can do that. However, we don't need that many categories. That seems like maybe something you'd want to use a tag for. Now we can then minimize this just like that, get it out of the way, or you could leave it open and scroll down. And now we can add a tag. So let's just add some tags. So it can be a hello world tag, and then notice how it says separate with commas. So there we go. And so I have 3 tags here. I can click add and see how it adds them separately based on where the comma is. If you wanted to add another one right now, like that, you could click add and it just adds it to the list. So you can either add all of them at once or one at a time, just keep clicking add, or you can also choose from your most used tags. Now we can also set a featured image here if we'd like. So let's go ahead and click select featured image, and since we don't have anything uploaded, I'm going to select a file. Now it opened up a file picker where I selected this image of a it's a crab smoking a cigarette, and it's a hilarious image. I'm going to change the title to crab with sig. There we go. And you can put the caption as whatever you'd like. Smoking crab image. Okay, so now I can set this as a featured image if I'd like, or you could go ahead and upload even more and then choose one from that. Or I could upload it permanently or edit it again. So let's click Set Featured Image because that's of course why I uploaded it. And now we're ready to get this post published. So we can do a couple of things. We could save this or we could preview it. Now saving this draft just saves it in the system. It doesn't put it on the website. If we were to click Save Draft, like this, it says it's saved. However, if we come to the front end of our website, it's not there. So to actually get the site published, we need to click this Publish button. Now we could, if we want to see what it looks like before we click Publish, we can always click this Preview, and we can see that we have this large image and our text here. Now the reason this theme looks like this is because this is this theme. Now I've zoomed in on it in a normal browser size. It's going to look smaller. It'll look something more like this, so that image won't be so monstrous. But here we have this theme. So basically, if you don't like the layout and you don't like the way this looks, you can go ahead and look for other themes. Or if you are familiar with coding, you can go ahead and design your own theme. And that's one of the great things about WordPress is it makes it really easy to get up and going if you don't know the code and you don't know how to do it. But if you do, it's also flexible enough that you can have complete control over it and do what you'd like. Now, Preview Post has just opened this up, and this is still not live. If we are again going to the front of our site and we're to see it, of course it's not live. So we need to click this magic red Publish button here. And once it's good, you can see that we have changed it. Now, this Publish button is no longer Publish, but Update. If we want to make a change, we're going to have to click this Update button before it's live on the site. If we wanted to unpublish this, we would want to click Edit and then select Draft or Pending Review. We could also select visibility to be password protected and or private, or not and or, but or private. So we don't want to do any of that. We're happy with it being published. Let's go to the front end of our site. We can see right there, loud and clear, is our Hipster Ipsum first post. It has our tags, our categories, hipster and introduction. If we scroll down and see our post, you can see our tags, first post, hello world, Hipster Ipsum, and introduction. And if we come up here and click on the title, we can actually go to that post's page, and you'll see in here that besides having our information, we can also leave a comment on it, or you can see the previous post from here, but you could leave a comment, and yeah, that's it. So that's our first post. In the next video, we're going to talk about what more things you can do with the post interface, either adding and editing. There's all sorts of extra stuff in there. There's screen options and things. So we're going to go over that in the next video. So as always, if you have any questions or comments, leave a comment in the video or hit us up at Twitter, Level Up Tuts. We're also on Facebook, or there's the brand new Level Up Tuts forum where you can talk and interact with the community and ask questions, whatever. So as always, this is Scott Tolinski. Thanks for watching. Bye.
When your blog is ready to go, you will be posting the link to the discussion board under Module 5. There is a link into that discussion board for you. So copy and paste your WordPress URL, and we'll enjoy watching the development of your blog page. The very last 2 assignments will be 2 peer reviews of your student blogs. You will be required to complete this template, writing a 100-word response on the different pages that you're going to view as you evaluate 2 of your peers' blogs. This is the grading rubric for your peer reviews for your 2 student journal blogs. And this concludes the instructions on the assignments for the course. Good luck.